that. Big news on the Star Wars front. So they've got a little bit of, I guess it's still kind of rumors and speculation about the role that Simon Kinberg is playing, is playing in the new Star Wars, and that it's going to be a trilogy. So, so far what we've learned, or we're hearing, is that this is going to be the new project, or a new project, which will also include Daisy Ridley. So, what have you heard? So yeah.
Okay, so from what I've heard is that they've tapped Simon Kinberg. Now, he's worked on Star Wars Rebels. He's worked on the old X-Men stuff. And they've got him to write episodes 10, 11, and 12. And this is going to put Daisy Ridley as the mentor figure. So she's going to take on the role of Obi-Wan Kenobi from the original trilogy. And she's going to have an apprentice who we don't know who they may cast yet. We don't know, what kind of apprentice it'll be. But what'll happen is some new kind of threat has risen up. And Daisy Ridley, Master Rey Skywalker, will then train this person to combat the new threat, just like Obi-Wan Kenobi in the original trilogy trained Luke to combat the dark side, Darth Vader, and the Emperor.
So yeah, there's still that project being led by for Daisy Ridley with what's her name, Charmin Obaid-Chinoy.
Yes. That's coming out as a bridge, apparently, to the new trilogy.
Okay.
If that makes any sense. So that film is not going to be an episode. It'll be a standalone like Solo or Rogue One was. So, overall, I'm pleased with the news. I know Daisy Ridley's probably pleased with the news. That means more money for her as an actress.
Yeah, well, at least one movie. Alec Guinness only made it through one. Well, no, he made it through all three.
He was a ghost. He was just a ghost in them. Yes, he kept coming back because George Lucas was like, more money. And
I'm
Alec
here,
was
Luke,
like, money.
to get my residuals.
Exactly. So, what do you think, David? What do you think about the news?
I'm hoping they'll bring her back for more than one movie. I feel like
it's possible.
Yeah,
I feel like we didn't really get to know who Rey was, from the first three. As a writer, I just wish they would have developed her character a little bit more. I'm not gonna crap all over the movies because there's no point in that. I liked them. I liked them for what they were. I liked the actors that they chose. I'm still a little upset that we didn't get Finn as the first Jedi stormtrooper, but that's water under the bridge. Yeah. But I just want to see some more character development, and I'm really looking forward to these. Like, I didn't know that before, before coming on here. I'm really looking forward to them developing Rey's character a little bit more in these movies, because I think that's something that the original, that trilogy was really lacking. I just feel like we didn't really get to know her, and who she was.
Okay, and I agree with you. I agree with you because at the end of the day, I feel like she kind of got shoehorned in, and we didn't get a lot from her. We could have gotten more. Especially near the end of episode 9, it felt like, okay, everything's happening now. Because it's the end of the trilogy. Like, okay, we gotta kind of rush this along. What do you think, Adrian?
With the trilogy, I don't know. I have a lot of I have a lot of issues with the last trilogy. I'm hopeful, but we'll see.
Yeah, overall, I think it's pretty good. I think they tapped a good writer for it. David, you've seen Star Wars Rebels, correct?
Correct. Yes, I have.
Yeah, so he wrote a lot of the more titular episodes. He helped like, you know, Jedi Knight, you know, with the famous scene of Kanan Jarrus's last stand, so to say. So I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of that is him. Like Dave Filoni helped with that, but I mean, yeah, a lot of that is him. So I personally, I think it's in good hands. I think he knows, you know, what the fans want. I mean,
And you know, Kanan is that's my boy. He's like, he is my favorite Jedi Knight, probably.
Okay.
I love Kanan, and I think it has to do with the writing, and I think it equally has to do with my other boy, Freddie Prinze Jr. Playing him.
Yeah,
just
the portrayal,
fantastic all around.
Yeah.
That was some good voice acting, good writing. I actually stayed away from Star Wars Rebels for a long time. Like, I probably didn't watch it until like maybe 2 years after it came out, and then I started watching it, and I was like, dang, this is good. Like, you know, this is just all around just great. Everything you could ask for from a you know, from a Star Wars series, for sure.
So again, so you think with the writer, you know, that it's in pretty good hands?
I would agree. Yeah.
Okay. Well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if Rebels is any indication, yeah. I mean, I'm hopeful. I mean, as of right now, they've got somebody that's basically in house.
Yeah.
Already.
I mean, he's worked on it. You know, that was back in, what was that, 2015? 2014, yeah.
But we know we have a writer, but the thing is that who are they going to ultimately take on to be the director? Who's going to, you know, helm the ship?
Yeah.
You know, once it's on paper, then that paper has to sail, you know?
Yeah, you're right.
And from what I'm seeing, you know, Simon Kinberg doesn't have a lot in the director's side. So he's definitely the writer. So, and the problem is that you can get a director who will come in and take all this material and push it, you know, and push it aside. So it's nice that they have them, but the thing is in the end, is this what they're going to use?
That's true.
You know, so I mean, okay, I'm sounding like Debbie Downer over here. You know,
no. I mean, it's good. It's good feedback on it, because, like you're saying, it really depends on, you know, okay, how are they really going to do this? I mean, you know, I think they've learned from the mistakes of the past. Like I said, the disjointedness of the last trilogy, and that's why, okay, we need it written out now so that we're not time crunched when it comes time to make it. And I think that's what really hurt the last trilogy, is they hadn't written it before they were like, okay, it's time to shoot it.
Well, no, that it was written before they began to shoot it.
Well, I mean, they had scripts, but they had to keep changing it.
Yeah, no, George Lucas wrote it in 1977.
Oh, no, I meant the sequel trilogy.
Oh, no, that's what I mean. First episode, he just said copy paste, and we'll change the lead character a little.
But and then we do have a little bit more Star Wars news. It has been confirmed that season 2 of Andor will be arriving next year, April 23rd, 2025. So that is when it premieres. I don't know if it's going to be a 2-episode, 3-episode premiere. I think they did a 3-episode premiere last time for season 1. I'm personally happy for it.
I've only in the 7, so 4.
12 episodes.
Oh, no.
12 episodes of season 2 of Andor will be arriving next year, late April. I'm personally excited for it. I like Andor. It's a little darker. It's a little grittier than, you know, usual Star Wars. But I mean, at the same time, you know, you've got the espionage, the spying, the sabotage happening. Mm-hmm. And Diego Luna does a really great job, in my opinion, as Cassian Andor. Yeah, I mean, that's just my opinion. David, are you excited? Are you going to tune into Andor?
I still need to watch it, to be honest. I haven't caught up on it, but you know, I will say, what's the Acolyte? It's disheartening. Like I haven't seen Andor, so I can't speak on it. I'm sure it's great, but you know, it's just crazy that they didn't give the Acolyte a second season too. You know, I would have really liked to see that. I think they had a great cast. I mean, Manny from from The Good Place, he
Yeah.
did an outstanding job.
Yeah, me and Adrian.
Redefining
Yeah,
the Sith, like redefining our conceptualizations of what a Sith can be.
yeah.
And I think that he just the whole cast of that got the short end of the stick by Disney.
Me and Adrian have we've talked before on previous episodes that Manny Jacinto as the stranger, because we still never got like his full
exactly
name. He just knocked it out of the park. I mean, he just absolutely
he was
killed that role. But I do feel where you're coming from. I know you can't speak on Andor, but yeah, the Acolyte, I mean, it had a lot of good things to come out of it. But hey, you've got time. You've got time, David. It doesn't come out till April 23rd.
That is true.
12 episodes. you need to speed through that. You got Christmas break coming.
Well, if I'm any indication, the show's been out for 2 years. I'm halfway through episode 4. You're not going to get any sleep if you're going to try to watch it before April next year. I mean, yeah, no, it's not that the thing is I like the series, but it's just so dry.
It's very dry.
It is very dry.
There's a lot of exposition. There's a lot of talking. There's a lot of world building.
Yeah.
I think there's a whole episode. I think it's episode 5 where they're just talking about like ideals and exposition and and they're marching around pretending to how we're gonna do stuff, and I'm just like, woo, this is an episode. Like it's like 50 minutes of it, and I'm like,
all I want to do is I just want to get to Andy Serkis. That's it. I just want to get to Andy Serkis.
Yeah, he's a big fan of the guy who plays Gollum from Lord of the Rings.
The guy, it's Andy Serkis.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's Andy Serkis, but
you need your precious, Adrian.
I do need my precious. It's just I need my precious to save me through the long dialogue,
the tediousness,
and the panic stares.
Yeah,
that so far is Andor. But I mean, it's good.
What are we gonna do? I mean, that's literally half the thing. What are we gonna do?
Yeah, it's. But I mean, I will get it. I'll have it done. Look, if anybody's gonna really, and we've learned, anybody's gonna watch these series as they pop out, it's probably gonna be me. Because so far I've been on top of everything that just shot out. And I'm thinking, I can do a review on it. I can talk about it. This would be great. So far I'm the only person I know that's watched Agatha all along. And it took a few days for everybody to catch up when the Acolyte was coming out.
Yeah.
And it's just
but overall, I mean, so some good news coming out for Star Wars. Happy to say.
I mean, it's definitely hopeful. Maybe it's
trilogy.
It's a new hope for Star Wars.
Yeah, there you go. It's a new hope all along.
Let's just hope it's not The Last Jedi, though.
There we go. We have some divisiveness about that. I mean, oh yeah.
No.
And then I believe we have some Marvel news to come.
Yes, well, because you got so by the way, I mean, if anybody wasn't aware, there's the Brazilian, the D23 in Brazil getting a Brazilian.
Don't do that.
No, it's gone Brazilian.
There you go.
The D23 in Brazil, and they're just releasing. Honestly, more information than we kind of felt like we got at the end of D23.
Back in August,
Yes. So we've got a new Thunderbolt trailer. I mean, there's been a lot of park news for when we get to that part. What else did they popped out of? And
they did a new Thunderbolts. They did a new poster for Captain America 4, and they showed off Red Hulk more.
Okay.
I mean, it overall it looks amazing. I mean, the Thunderbolts trailer that they released, it's a teaser. I think it's maybe a minute. Like it's not that long. It's not like a full blown. This is a trailer. No, but it looks really good. It looks amazing, and it looks like they're trying to take a spin on it. They're trying to make it comedy, but it's only like just a little bit of comedy as a treat.
Well, I think all the characters that they have there are just naturally made for that. I mean, you got the what is it?
You got David
well, I mean,
Harbour,
all the
the
movies
Guardian.
they have that tongue in cheek in them, anyways.
Yeah.
And
I'm hoping for something in between, like Guardians of the Galaxy and Suicide Squad for the.
I think that's honestly what they're going for. Like that's what the trailer. Yeah, that's what the trailer really kind of portrays. Is a nice mix between Guardians and Suicide Squad.
Because like they are funny. Like a lot of those characters are just Bucky's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Red
Natasha, Black Widow, Red Guardian, dude. I love me some David
Harbour. Yeah, Harbour.
Yeah, David Harbour. David Harbour. I love me some David Harbour. Stranger Things. And then what is Natasha's sister's name? She is so funny. Like in like that wry sense of humor. Like, I love the way they do her.
Really funny enough, I think she was probably one of the better parts of the Hawkeye series when it came out.
I would agree with that, definitely.
She came in with that sense of humor,
really
and
the scene where she's in Kate's apartment just eating her mac and cheese. That's iconic. That's so cool. I love that so much.
Yeah. She just kind of, I don't know. It worked really well, the dynamic, and she was, I think it was even better than when they had the Black Widow movie. They actually kind of developed her a lot better in the Hawkeye series. Probably the biggest takeaway from that series, I think, in terms of moving forward.
Yeah, because I mean, she didn't have a whole lot of lines in the show.
Yeah.
They didn't have a whole lot of scenes to work with that she was in, but the scenes that they did have, oh man, they gave us so much of her character, so much of who she was, especially that gut-wrenching last scene where, and I assume that everyone's probably watched it, so it's probably not going to be a spoiler for anybody, but that gut-wrenching last scene with where she's fighting Hawkeye and they're both just so sad about Natasha dying, and she's blaming it on him and he's blaming it on himself. Just all of that was just so good at helping us understand who she is as a character,
Yeah. I know we're all excited for what's to come with her, especially in the Thunderbolt movies. So that's going to be really good. Well, I'm sure
I would love to see her as like a leader of the Thunderbolts, I think that she would be
I can say
on top of that, I think it would be great if she was. I don't know who they're going to make the kind of overall leader, but I would love to see that for sure.
Well, I mean, and that's a good question because in the end, none of these characters are, but that's the whole point of the Thunderbolts. None of these people are individually leader characters,
Yeah.
They're always sidekicks or anti-heroes
or lone wolves. I mean, they're used to working alone.
So it'll be really neat.
Yeah, it looks really good. Alien Romulus will be streaming on November 21st on Hulu. So November 21st, if you didn't get to see it, if you didn't want to buy it, Alien Romulus, a little late for Halloween, I know, but it will be coming November 21st on Hulu.
Halloween was a little late for Halloween this year.
Yeah, I know this year especially.
But Christmas was super early.
Christmas is coming early with Alien Romulus.
Yeah, that's right. Merry Christmas, kids.
Yeah, this is exactly what you wanted to see. I know.
Yeah, let's unwrap your present.
Yeah.
It's inside you.
Yeah,
Christmas is inside everyone this year.
You know what? Actually, this is the other Disney news is that they're releasing Ice Age 6.
Yes.
Which I had been because I'd been wondering about that ever since their acquisition of Blue Sky, back in the day, with all the Fox deal and stuff. And I was thinking, man, I wonder if they're going to actually ever do this because
they released a Disney original movie.
Well, they had Buck Wild.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about, where it was just Buck, and then they released Scrat Tales, where it was Scrat, and he has like a son with that one other, the female Scrat, if you will. And like he's got a kid now, and he's like, this is my kid, like, and he has to choose between the acorn or his child half the time.
Well, well, I mean, because like my kids, they constantly watch Ice Age. Particularly, I have to say, Dawn of the Dinosaurs. That is probably the best movie they put out.
Yeah.
But they do watch it. I mean, quite often, and I think it probably shows up. But I'm really surprised they're getting everybody back together again.
Yeah.
I mean, let alone any movie. But, that Disney has gone ahead and helmed it. Now, it'd actually be really interesting to see what Disney's going to do with their because they're going to have they're going to have Mickey's fingers in it, so it's going to be a little different.
Because, I mean, you're not wrong. They've got Ray Romano, John Leguizamo, Queen
Latifah. Throw a little Dole Whip in there,
Yeah, I mean, they've got everybody returning. So everybody who originally voiced the character is coming back. I mean, and honestly, I'm happy about that. I mean, you're getting the original voices.
I wonder if they're gonna. Yeah, well, I doubt they're gonna do it this time around. But bring back Simon Pegg as Buck.
Oh yeah, he's coming back.
Yay!
He's already been like Simon Pegg will return. Okay. Yeah, like everybody's coming back. Original voice actors. They got the whole 9 yards.
I feel like I was a little too excited about that.
He's like Simon Pegg. You don't understand.
Go Buck! We needed to talk, David, about the what is it? The Vikings?
Yes,
you're a Viking fan.
You're a big sports fan, so you're a big sports nerd.
One of the big things that we try to say here is tell everybody the nerd that we're talking about is not, it's also, it's just a love of something. And the fact that it's sports, it's just a different side. It's the same thing, that same part of the brain. It occupies that little area. And it's just, instead of knowing who, Luke's father is, who the quarterback was in 1993 and how many, yards they threw the things.
Now, nobody says you have to know all of that, David. I don't have a quiz of Viking stuff.
I'm texting him now.
I will say there is one piece of Vikings history that's in I don't know what game it was, but Randy Moss got in one game, he got 3 receptions. I believe it was 3 receptions, 3 touchdowns, and 163 yards in that game. Like, that is crazy.
That's what that is.
The only thing I've with Vikings history, my boy Justin Jefferson against the 49ers this year, he had a huge touchdown reception against them. It was 97 yards, 97-yard throw from Sam Darnold to Justin Jefferson. It was beautiful to watch. Just, and I think, I think that sports gets a bad rap, especially football, because there's a whole bunch of machismo kind of dudes surrounding it, But at the end of the day, I think, and I used to be that guy who, go back like 3 years ago, if someone asked me about football, I'd be like, I don't watch that crap, But honestly, my dad passed away. He was from Minnesota. So one of the ways that I sort of honored my dad was I got into watching the Vikings. And you fall in love with the stories more than anything. These are actual people out there putting their bodies on the line for a sport they love. Some of the fans, they can be just as toxic as any other fandom,
Yeah,
but
of course.
Like there was that moment. I'm a big Bills fan too, because my mom's from New York. There was that moment 2 years ago in the 2022 season. It was Bills versus the Bengals. Damar Hamlin went into cardiac arrest or had that big injury, and the Bengals fans, they all stood up. They were they cared more about DeMar than they did about that game going on. So they canceled that game. Everyone was fine with it. No one was upset about it because DeMar Hamlin's life was, more important, and that's the way it should be, So I'll say, like, it's, for me, it's not so much about sports. It's about like loving these guys who are out there putting their bodies at risk for a thing that they are passionate about, they love. And I mean, I'm sure it has something to do with that money they be getting too. But I don't,
doesn't hurt.
Yeah, it's really cool to see. And then just like the passing too, man, like some of those passes, some of those catches that they make, some of those plays that they make are just like superhuman. Like there's a really famous catch that Justin Jefferson made against the Bills, actually, that helped them go and win in overtime against the Bills, 33-30 back in the 2022 season. And he reaches his hand up, and there's a defender on him. He's got his hand like this, warped around, and he comes down with the ball, like around his back, and they're like, he caught it, and they gave him the yardage. And it's a like crazy 1 in a million kind of catch. And I think that just seeing them be able to make these crazy plays is just another one of the things that is just makes the NFL especially just such a fun sport to watch.
It's another faction of nerddom. I mean, at the end of the day, it's something you love. It's something you get invested in. And it just goes to show, like, football, basketball, baseball. I mean, all sports fall under the umbrella of nerddom. I mean, you get excited about it. You get invested in it. You get emotional about it. Just like you would in science fiction, just like you would in a horror, novel. I mean, it's all something. If it excites you, it drives you, you're passionate about it, it's something that you just love. It's, you're nerdy about it.
Definitely. Keeping track of those stats too is always fun. Like getting to compare quarterbacks, compare teams, try to figure out who's going to win what game based off of those.
I mean, you're doing your homework.
It's really cool, man.
Well, and then you got like the drafts and all of that kind of stuff. Every year,
I think that's one of the downsides of nerd culture is that we can't exist in every space of it. I mean, I'm sure most people wouldn't want to, but I'm sure there's something out there that like all of us would love, that's related to nerd culture that we just haven't found yet.
Now we do have a little bit more Marvel news. So Kevin Feige confirmed at D23 Brazil that we will be seeing Miles Morales enter the MCU after Sony's animated movie Beyond the Spider-Verse is finished. There's already rumors at who they may cast for the role. Some have said Jaden Smith, Will Smith's son, may be getting the role. That's just a rumor on that part. But what has been confirmed is the character will be coming to live action. So personally, I'm very excited about this. I'm very excited. He's a really good Spider-Man. They've already made video games with him in it. They'd had Spider-Man Miles Morales. Spider-Man 2 had him in it. I mean, I know you're a big fan of the movies, David. So what do you think? What do you think about it?
If what they're saying about Jaden Smith is true, I think that would be perfect, honestly. Okay. He's a younger guy. He's sort of an eccentric kind of guy.
Yeah.
And then he's a rapper too.
Yeah.
And they originally wrote Miles Morales for Danny Glover, actually.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard. And
that's true. That the guy who wrote the character even admitted to such. I think honestly, I don't think we need to go Jaden Smith. Really, no. There's plenty of new talent out there that's not related to somebody else, who are rappers who could fit the role better. And I think this is an opportunity to bring out other people. And then plus, I think even at this point, Miles Morales. I mean, when Miles Morales starts as a character, he's just a little guy. I mean, he's just a teenager.
That's true.
Yeah. So I think even at this point, crazy to think this, Jaden Smith will have aged out of it.
That is
know?
that is a good point. You don't want another like Andrew Garfield kind of situation, you know.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Peter. I'm in high school. How's it going? Sorry, I got to shave again twice in a day.
Okay.
Huh? You know? Yeah, I mean, I think it's honestly a great opportunity. Well, I mean, look at, they didn't choose a big name actor to play, Miles in the animated series. It was just in the animated movies.
Yeah.
It's just we can find people, and if everybody's worried about a budget, you can pay them less. So you think Jaden Smith's gonna walk in for $20, and play a movie?
No.
No, he's not.
There's more star power behind it. Yeah.
I think there's plenty of room, but I remember when Danny Glover was supposed to be the one that they were pushing for to play Miles Morales in the cinematic versions, because they were trying to get, or eking out and all of this, and then as time went on, I think we've had a couple of reboots. I mean, this ultimately is why he is the Prowler in the latter MCU movies, is because that's a reference to the fact that he was supposed to be Miles Morales in the originals, or ages ago, So whenever you watch the first Spider-Man movie, that's what it's a nod to.
And Danny Glover, in and of himself, is just something to nerd out over. I mean, that guy does. I'm a Danny Glover. I'm a simp for Danny Glover. I mean, that man is just, he's a voice actor. He's a rapper. He's Childish Gambino. He's
Donald Glover.
Donald Glover. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. We're all
Donald Glover. Yeah. Ugh, I was calling him Danny. I think that's his dad. Maybe.
Yeah. Because I was like,
I think they're
Danny Glover, the guy from Predator 2. I was like, I don't know.
That's where you went, not Lethal Weapon.
I mean, science fiction over here. I was like, really?
Yeah, Donald Glover.
All you can know is Danny Glover will be too old for this stuff.
Yeah, I was like, Danny Glover's really old.
Too old for it, Okay, anyways.
But my favorite thing Donald Glover has done is he was Marshall Lee, the Vampire King, in Adventure Time. He was the voice actor for him. Those were some good episodes.
Okay.
Good episodes of Adventure Time.
So Feige came out and he said that even though the Blade movie has been delayed indefinitely, that it is still coming. He said, we believe in this version of Blade. We believe in Mahershala Ali, and we are fully behind it. We're just trying to find the right people to bring it to light. But he's like, we are not stopping. It is not going in a vault. It is coming. It will come. Mm-hmm. So he did confirm that at D23 Brazil as well. I personally, I think they owe it at this point to Mahershala Ali, because he's put his whole career like on pause for this. I mean, he hasn't been in anything in like 3 to 4 years now, because he's wants to be Blade. He's even stated this is going to be his magnum opus as an actor. Like, this is going to be his, golden chalice. Like, this is it for him. Like, he wants to be Blade that bad.
I mean, okay. I think there's, but the problem is nobody foresaw, I guess, at the time when he probably signed that contract, that Wesley Snipes is going to pop out in the middle of another movie as the character he's about to play, and everybody go, yes. I think it kind of makes it a little harder. But they've had so many issues with writing and all of this kind of stuff. I mean, it's that's a hard something.
It's a hard sell. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, we do know that in Marvel Zombies, which is coming next year in October, Mahershala Ali is already playing Blade, with that Blade being Moon Knight as well. So in that universe, Blade will be Moon Knight as well. So, I mean, that's already really cool. I mean, I'm like, oh, cool. The Daywalker is Moon Knight, and it's already played by Mahershala. So I mean, they're laying the groundwork for him to be Blade in the MCU overall.
Yeah, that's good, and I'm excited for that.
Yeah, but I do agree with you. I mean, with Wesley Snipes returning in Deadpool and Wolverine, if you haven't seen it at this point, go see it. I mean, if this is a spoiler to you, I'm sorry, but
oops,
the movie's been out since like July.
Yeah.
You know,
for $29 on Fandango.
Yeah, I mean, it's coming to Disney Plus soon. In 2 days, you have 2 days to wait.
2 days. Yeah. Don't worry, I won't be finished editing this by then.
Yeah,
you know.
So I mean,
if he is, put the Wolverine buckets over yours.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. I mean, so I mean, you did see Wesley Snipes in the movie. He does do an amazing job. He hasn't lost his step, especially 20 years after the fact.
He just walked on 5 seconds in. You're like, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
what else is there?
Well, that's Blade.
What you got? And then Channing Tatum walks in.
Yeah, no. Ryan Reynolds did a new thing. That was something else that's new. Thank you for reminding me. Ryan Reynolds said that the executives fell in love with Channing Tatum's Gambit, and it was just something that they had to see to believe it would work.
Yeah,
but they are saying Channing Tatum going forward is going to be Gambit.
No, why not? Right?
I mean,
that doesn't surprise me at all. He was amazing. Like,
yeah, and that's what they said. They said the Marvel executives, the Disney executives, all the executives, they fell in love with the character. They fell in love with his rendition of the character, and they're like, "Yes, this will work."
I just love what a freaking nerd Channing Tatum is, because like he got a couple of lines in that whole movie, really, and he went all out for that. Like he did not waste a breath.
No,
being Gambit. Like he killed that part. Like it was like it was made for him.
Yeah. I think what it was is he said, "No more Magic Mike. Please get me something else."
Yeah, he doesn't want to be Magic Mike.
He's like, "Look, I appreciate all the love you ladies give me, but I need
I need something other than that. Thank you for coming on, David. We really appreciate you. Yeah.
It's been a pleasure meeting you, sir.
Yeah. Hey, it's good to meet you too, Adrian. And it's been an honor to be on this show. Definitely, I'd love to come back and talk with you all again for sure.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Some other time. All right. Well, we'll see you, man.
I'll catch y'all later.
All right.
Take it easy, buddy.
All right. Talk to y'all later.